What up, guys and girls? Another brand new video coming at you today. We are back for another round of the Dynamic Knights Esports Master here on the PlayStation 4. We're here for round number 11 here at the Mexican Grand Prix. Now, here's what happened at the last round, which unfortunately I could not take part in, which obviously I'll explain to you in a moment or two. There's the championship standings on your screen. So Zach's still got a 31-point lead over 40. We're somehow in P17. We're dropping really all the way down there. Mercedes have got a pretty handy margin over Racing Point, and Haas in P7 there is there. Zach just passing us. I think he was coming out of the pit lane as well, if I'm not mistaken there. So, and then just got out of the road of the Racing Point there as well. But yeah, like I was saying, I think Aaron was the one that took the race victory at United States. But I mentioned this in the last race spec video that I did as well, which was, what was the race spec video? It was Spain, yeah. I did mention that as well, considering I missed, obviously, Azerbaijan in the race spec F2 Pacific Series, as we get a little bit too sideways here coming into turns 1 and 2, which just pretty much ruined our lap there, and yeah, pretty much had to bail out of that one for that lap there. But yeah, I mean, it didn't help here when I cut the corner coming through turns 10 and might be turn 11 section there. So it was not an ideal start to this session here, as we get a nice little bit of slipstream there from Gaming Wafer. We literally just decided pretty much just followed him, and just got a little bit of cheeky slipstream there, but again just invalidated coming through. That was turn 9 this time around, and not turning, it did it a couple of corners earlier than the first run. But yeah, like I was saying, I was having massive issues with loading. Well, I mean, I was trying to get, obviously getting into my game, but obviously for some unknown reason, the online services, I said it in my last race spec video as well. Yeah, there was just major issues with me. I could not get into online mode at all. I mean, my internet was completely fine. It was. I even double checked it myself. But no matter what I tried, whether it was like closing the game, restarting the game, restarting my PS4, I literally tried everything I could in the book. But then eventually I just bailed and gave up and reinstalled the game, which was basically, yeah, which basically fixed itself. And thankfully for this round, we're finally back, obviously. So we missed United States. Obviously, United States is probably not one of my greatest tracks either. Neither is probably Mexico. So this is going to be a very interesting Grand Prix, that is for sure here. But yeah, not much practice at all here. Coming into the Mexican Grand Prix. I think I may have, what did I do? I must have borrowed a setup from Xbox or something or other. I can't remember off the top of my head. This was way too long ago. I've really got to get in tune with getting videos out, like literally after the weekend has actually, after the sort of the race has been done, sort of thing. So hopefully I'll rectify that when the next game does come out. But here we go. We're on now. Onto a lap now, onto the medium compounded tyres, what I'm trying to say. We realize, obviously, usually tyre strategy around here is pretty simple around here. I think you usually want to sometimes qualify on the mediums around here, as we get a little bit sideways coming out of the corner there, out of the penultimate corner there. We've come across the line. We jump into P8 there with a 16.206, just in between Very Lazy Tower and the Ferrari and Plebs in the Renault here. But I think I realised actually during my hard tyre run that probably a lot of these guys were going to be at the PS4 guys. Let me put it simply: the PS4 guys, I think, do it a lot more differently compared to Xbox. That is for sure. There, but yeah, fortunately, some of my footage back then is why it was a little bit glitchy there. I don't understand why that was, but I think it was a couple of times where my video was glitchy. I've removed all the glitchy bits out of the video, so yeah. But like I was saying, obviously everybody you can see now is pretty much doing runs on the soft compounded tyres. So that pretty much means that you can say that everyone is going to go for, I think, a 2-stop around here. I think I don't know if you can get away with a 1-stop around here. Well, you probably could if you can make the tyres work. But yeah, it's going to be. It took me a little bit by surprise, but hey ho, we'll just try and follow pretty much everybody else here. So here we are on our flying lap here. Going to be our fastest flying lap here in qualifying. We dropped at the moment out in P11 there. So I mean, if we don't improve our lap time here, we obviously will be starting on a different set of compounded tyres. There's Plebs just getting out of the road for us. He's currently obviously on the bubble in P10. So basically, I think if we set a decent lap time, will knock him out, which means obviously he'll start on fresher rubber. But yeah, we've continued on through sector 2 now. We're definitely improving here. I don't think it's definitely not going to be pole position with my pace, especially on this game. So it's very rarely practice very much on this game nowadays. Through the baseball section we go, baseball stadium I should say. Now coming around the final penultimate corners, taking the shortest run to the line here. Do we improve? Yes, we do. We jump into position 6 here, which is a pretty decent lap time there. Was it a 1 minute 14.991 here? Ooh, that looked a little bit close to cover there for Plebs there. I think it was one of the racing points. It might have been 40. I'm not entirely sure here, but yeah, and then that happens for Plebs, unfortunately. So probably not intentional. Let me put that. I'll point it out very clearly. I think he did an accident there, but as we're coming to the end of qualifying here, you can see my teammates doing a few burnouts. I think Lazy Towel, not entirely sure what happened to him. Might have had a spin coming around the final corner there. Or yeah, can't remember off the top of my head there, but you can see Toddy just doing a bit of burnouts there, just celebrating. I don't know why, but thought it was probably a bit of fun there. But in the end, we do finish up in P6. Like I said, F1 Amazing Hour does get pole position. I think it was a 14.198 there on pole, ahead of Zach in P2, then 40, Stuart McKenzie, Aussie Wizzy Rick again, up there abouts in P5. Ourselves gaining way for Romeo Alonso, a teammate in P9, and very Lazy Towel running at the top 10. But we get to the race, obviously, a little bit overcast for the race, and again, my footage did glitch up a little bit at the start, when we were sort of waiting around when I sort of was editing the video back, so you missed out on that. But we're going to do the 2-stop basically around this track as we set off now for the formation lap.
Right, let's get the car up to temperature on this lap. We're learning the gears, so go through them all if you can. Thank
you, Jeff, as always. If I sound a bit all over the place today, I don't know what's going on. I think my mind's a bit going all over the shop here at the moment. It's just, yeah, it's one of those things, really. Yeah, I'm sure I'll come back to normal eventually, but it's just the way it is for me. So if I say some complete other rubbish throughout this voiceover recording, I apologise. But anyway, we're just making sure we get all the tyres warmed up as best we can, making sure obviously the brakes are warmed up as well. As I say, Spilly has now left the session. He was having a few internet issues from memory, and he did the F2 race in the race spec previously, and his internet was fine then. So I'm not entirely sure what's happening here, but yeah, as we line up as getting ready for set off now for the Mexican Grand Prix, but we're just waiting for everybody to get all the ticks. There we go. So here we go. We're all set for round 11 here at Mexico. 5 red lights. Let's do it around the home Autodromo Hermanos Rodriguez, and we've got a light glitch because we have absolutely missed the start there. Well, actually the lights did not go out for me, but it did for everybody else there. So it's not off to a flying start there, as you can see there's a lot of these guys are lagging. Again, that's due to my internet. So yeah, again, it's sort of out of my hands here, so I had to try and manage to get through this. We had a bit of side close there with my teammate there, who's up into P8. And again, we're having quite a few lagging moments as well. We've got Plebs' POV in the top right of screen. We're actually battling here side by side here, going into turn 4 here. We're going to try to do it the long way around here, but again, just running wide here. And we actually lose a spot as well to Aaron, who's actually starting on the hard compounder tyres there. He's up now into P10, and we lost a spot to Wogboy as well. So we've dropped way off the pace at the moment here. Spilly's AI, or Ghost, not non-Ghost AI car. I keep forgetting that Dynamic Nights Esports, these cars, if you leave the session, as again, he's left the session again. Well, he did actually rejoin it, Spilly, just before the start of the race, but yeah, again, he lost connection as well. I don't think he regained it, not mistaken. He might have rejoined again and then left again. His internet was really playing up a lot, so that was sort of a bit of a sigh of relief there, because he was really starting to get onto the back of me quite a bit in that Ferrari. But you can see now Swaggy's now jumped up into 13th place, so not an ideal start. We've obviously dropped pretty much half our grid spot here. We're back into P12 here, but you see trying to follow these guys up in front here. I think the leaders have started to pull away here. There's DRS now enabled on lap 3. And we sort of the odd one out a little bit here, because we are on the quicker tyre, but remember, these soft compounder tyres, they don't really usually last too long around Mexico here. So going to be a tough ask, but especially if you're doing the one-stop here. That's why I think probably a lot of people might be trying the two-stop. You never know, but a lot of these guys could try the one-stop and get away with it there, depending on what tyres they go on the next stop anyway. But you're just sort of following on here. Wogboy was putting a bit of pressure on Aaron. I think it was going down to turn 1, but wasn't quite close enough here as we absolutely cut that corner there and just gained a little bit of time up to the back of to Wogboy there. We're just sort of playing it patiently here because we don't want to get any damage from any lag damage incidents, you could say. And so now Swaggy's right on the back end of me here, and I know for sure, for certain, he would want to get past me. He would not want to be stuck behind and lagging me, that is for sure. But and Swaggy is known for being a very quick driver as well, and he's had his fair share of dramas along the way, causing safety cars and whatnot. But here we go. Watching on here, as you can see, Wogboy now pulling out of the slipstream there on Aaron down to turn 1. Lazy Tail, I think, was having some issues as well. I actually got caught out there with what occurred up in front there. It really put me off there. No fault of Wogboy at all there. That was just all my doing there. But it's still got the DRS somehow on Wogboy there, but we weren't quite close enough there. But Wogboy just couldn't quite get past Aaron at all there. As you can see, we're really struggling here. You can see the red Xing. It was not helping my cause at all. I mean, I know these guys. Yeah, let's put it this way. It's a lot to do with my internet living in a regional area compared to majority of these guys who would be probably on the NBN. That is for sure. Which is if you live in Australia and don't know what if you don't live in Australia and don't know what the NBN is, it's usually our fastest internet around in the country at the current moment anyway. It may change in the future, you never know here, but again, still really struggling behind these guys, obviously, with the red Xing as well. And now X Revolution has now jumped up into P13, I should say. You can see that was red Xing again, and I just decided to let these quicker guys just go here and just pretty much just do my own race here at the moment. Just try to stick behind these guys as best we can here. So Swaggy gets a little bit sideways coming out of the final corner there. You'll notice as well, Revolution, I think, was on the softs, and he was way down to the grid there as we run very, very wide there. He didn't pick up a track limits warning at all there, but I can't remember off the top of my head. I think Revolution started from the back of the grid. I'm not entirely sure why that was the case, whether that was to do, whether he validated his lap times or what. So not entirely sure there for Revolution there, but he's got a long way to go to recover this.
They look okay for now, but we can see the wear. If you can't feel it already, then you'll certainly start too soon. Just be careful.
As we try to keep it brief here, what's going on here? We're obviously back to P14, I should say. We've got a bit of a gap back to Toei Z Rudy NZ, who's the Renault behind us. Revolution's gone very deep there into turn 1. Not entirely sure whether he's just out-braked himself there or what, but he's really running wide here. He wasn't entirely sure what was happening there. I had a bit of a scary moment there. I thought for a second he was going to come across and take me out there, but thankfully it was all good, and I just pretty much decided to just let him go again. Don't really want to affect his race at all with any sort of lag incidents as well. So so we're sitting behind now for P14 here, as we now see Revolution actually cuts the corner coming into the pit lane there, but he comes in to the lane, so he's getting off the soft compounded tyres. So he's pretty much, I think, the first one to make the first pit stop there is Revolution there. There's a bit of a battle. You can probably just sit in the foreground there. I think Gaming Wafer has lost a couple of spots because he's now back into P12. As you can see, I think that McLaren of Swaggy is now probably into the top 10. We're running quite a little bit wide there, coming through into the baseball section there. But again, just sort of just playing it patiently here. And I thought may as well take these soft compound tyres for as long as I can here. As you can see, Toddy's now into the pit lane, my teammate. You can probably, if you did not tell that from the top, from the 3 messages that I got for my teammate coming into the pit lane, then there's something completely utterly wrong with you. So anyway, let's have a look at some replays off the start here. F1 Amazing Hour. Let's have a look on board with him in the Alfa Romeo. Now, usually here in Mexico, I mean, it's great, whatnot, to get a pole position, but usually you do not want to start on pole position here at Mexico here. So, and it's a very, very long straight going down into turn 1. I think Zach's going to get the move down into turn 1. He does. So this is sort of like reigniting their battles that they've had in the past between these two. Obviously, since Amazing Hour's now onto the wheel now as, oh, hello. I think Wogboy may have got a little bit of a touch there from the ghosted Spilly's ghosted car there, or non-AI ghosted car there. As you can see, he actually rejoined, I think, just after the race started there, but sort of gave him a bit of an extra jump there for Wogboy, but I don't think it worked out in the end for the start. So, but you can see here going down to turn 1. You see side by side here with Aaron, just as I said, playing the patient game. You can probably see a lagging me there in the foreground. It probably looked like a little bit of contact on his screen. That was not the case, but just now still going side by side here with Aaron here in the turn. Oh, into turn 3, but not quite close there. You can see Plebs up the inside there. You see me running very wide there, and you can see Aaron and Wogboy actually right around the outside there. I think it might have got a legal, no, sorry, a warning there for setting track limits. You can see there's Spilly's car just like pushing Wogboy's car there. So we're on board here with the Alex, who's I think he's a reserve in this league if I'm not mistaken here. So he's filling in the other Williams for this round. He's at the back end of the grid here. You can see there's Swaggy and Revolution there. So I was correct that Revolution was starting from the back of the grid. And actually there he is, right on cue. So they're not entirely sure what happened with him there, but I think, originally I think there was 20 drivers in this grid, I think, from memory. I can't remember, but I think it might have been Lazy Town that might have disconnected literally in between qualifying and the race. So fortunately for Lazy Town, if I'm not mistaken, his race is pretty much even done before he's even started. You can see all this battling in front there. You can just see it in the cockpit view that Alex has got on his screen. Even running the same number as me, which is a rarity. It probably has something to do with the 96 part in his name, that's for sure. But see those entertaining battles in front there. I think El Tonki is a Revolution goes up the inside there as the Red Bull team having a little bit of a battle. Though it's the sister team of the Toro Rosso, so as Revolution actually cuts the corner there a little bit there. See, and El Tonki are battling away here. As you can see again, that was when the moment Spilly obviously left the session again. That was again due to internet. You can see, look at the closing speed here that Alex has got here on El Tonki. Might actually make go for a move here into turn 1. No DRS obviously since it's only lap 2. And I think he should get the move done if he can brake late enough. No, El Tonki actually comes back there and manages to hang on for the time being. So he gets into 18th and puts Alex back into last place again here as here we go on board with Plebs. Toddy running very wide again there coming into the baseball section. So we work in sync at Haas, if you haven't noticed already, as someone is actually not even bothering to worry about the chicane there. I think it was El Tonki there in the Toro Rosso. So there's a battle here. This is on board with Plebs. Okay, so that might explain what happened. It's gaming way for this. So he might have had either he's had a moment there on his own, or whether he's got caught up with somebody else. There's a lot of weaving going on here. We don't know which way to go here. As I think it was Aussie Wizzy Rick actually got by gaming way for here, as Toddy just forgets about track limits. Everybody else is doing the same thing, but thankfully none of them get warnings there. As again, Toddy runs very wide coming through into the second sector there. As I can see that there's the Spilly's AI car there. Actually gives Alex an illegal overtake there. I would not be surprised if that's the same for El Tonki. Might be actually trying to get past him here. There he goes. Got to let it go here. But Spilly's AI car still wants to fight here, that's for sure, even though Spilly's not here. Continuing on for the rest of this race here. As you can see, Alex tries to move up the inside here on lap 4 into turn 4. But then there's contact with the AI car. That's a rarity, you see, that the AI car has a bit of a battle with the actual driver. First time I think I've seen it in an F1 game. But anyway, again, there's Toddy running very wide. I promise, Toddy, that's the last I'm going to show of that. But anyway, back we go to the front. Here's Amazing Out. Going to finally put a move here on Zach Crichton. You literally got to time your run to perfection here. And turn 1. No, Zach's going to give him supposed to do. Fight, put up a fight here, and get Amazing Out does get the move done. A bit all over the shop here at the moment, like I said. It's Zach's going to fight here around the long way. It's anything so Amazing Out break deep as you dare, but I think Zach's still there. Yes, he is. They've managed.
I didn't even see you then. I was like, where the hell is he?
Yeah, that's the views from Amazing Hour as always. But I think he might have the run here. Oh, there's a bit of a lag
he's
moment.
just lagged on my screen.
Might squeeze him out a little bit here. He maybe should have the inside line here. No, Zach's going to fight it here.
Fuck me,
side
Zach.
by side through here. This
He
is
won't give,
never
yeah.
easy. And actually
Illegal overtake.
gets an illegal overtake for that. So literally all happening here with the top runners. There goes 40 as well. So he's gained
Mackenzie
an extra spot there as well. Although
Baz has got a fucking illegal overtake on me.
Yeah, actually, yeah. Well, you never know. But 40's actually, I think, given the spot back to Amazing Hour. Whether that was to do with an illegal overtake or not entirely sure here. But that was in front there. That was who was that? Toddy getting by Gaming Way for Uzi. Pleasures look up the inside, not quite up there far enough there going to the turn 2 there, but would think it would be too far away before Pleas actually gets the move done on Gaming Way for Uzi. He's starting to struggle a little bit, is the Toro Rosso man. So whether wow, that is a very late move there for Gaming Wafer, but actually gets a warning there, does Plebs, for contact with Gaming Wafer. Not entirely his fault, I don't think. I don't know whether Gaming Wafer saw him or not when he was moving late or not, but anyway, there's Toddy using every bit of track limits there. Again, I promise Toddy, that's the last I'm going to be using of that anyway, but okay, back we go to Wog Boy. This is the battle for the final points pay position here at P10 here, as Aaron actually got a good run here on Gaming Wafer here that's for 9th. As Waffles running very deep, managing to hang on here. Wog Boy trying to do the over and under, but not quite no can do there, fortunately for Wog Boy. So to settle back in here as back we go here to the front here again, as lap 7 this is. And Amazing Out may have got the move done here into turn 1. Yes, he does properly this time, although he runs in deep, so that's not going to give him an ideal run. There's a track limits warning there.
That's a warning, really, game.
He's still got the DRS here, so might just hang on for the time being. I think he does here going into turn 4 there. So he's now got the effective race lead at the moment, as that was what happened there. Actually, Revolution actually might have got pretty close there to Wog Boy there. Might have just outbraked himself just from the look of the mini-map there. But anyway, here's Wog Boy putting a move on Gaming Wafer here, but little did he know, I think Swaggy's actually going to go for the 2 for 1 here in one go here. There he goes up the inside, breaks deep as you dare. The Swaggy in the McLaren, and he's actually done the job here. So he's got himself up into the top 10. So that was all that kerfuffle was going on at the front there. So incredible job from Swaggy there. As on a lap 10 we go. Zach is in the pit lane. As Zach 40 and Stuart McKenzie were in the pit lane there. So notice Zach's on the hard competitor tyres, so he's definitely
remember the speed limit. We'll be penalised if we exceed it. Keep that in mind as
run very wide there coming into the baseball section there. Yeah, saw Zach is on the hard competitor tyres there. I wasn't sure. I think I'm not sure entirely where the others were on there, but there was Gaming Wafer, Romeo Alonso, F1 Amazing Hour. They've all now come into the pit lane at the end of lap 11 that is. So he's Amazing Hour. So he's going to go for mediums. Okay. Like I said, this is a big risk here to take mediums to the end of the race, unless the late safety car plays a factor here. But that's a big gamble here, and you see his nearest rival. Here it comes down the front straight here. Actually, he's actually got caught up behind, I think that's Revolution, if I'm not mistaken. He's got actually quite a good run here. Round the outside he goes, and he's gonna get the move. Yes, just. And I think he'll hang on to it for the time being. Yes, he will. So Zach had to do it the long way around there, but he's got the move done. As here we go. This is the battle with Plebs and Swaggy here, and I think Plebs is just going to let Swaggy go here. Yes, he is. So, on 2 different tyre strategies here, as both Plebs and Swaggy. Back we go here again. Oh, this is a bit later on. Actually, Aaron is starting to close in here now. We'll point out Aaron is on the hard compounder tyres, so he can definitely go for a lot longer in this race, and probably can go on to maybe, well, it depends on what he wants to go on with a set of softs or mediums to the end of the race there. But Plebs managing to hang on in front of Aaron for the time being. Here's Alex back on board with his cockpit view here. That's X-Revolution, who's actually done his pit stop there on the hard compounder tyre, so he's definitely going to the end of this race. But Alex obviously is still yet to pit, I believe. So And he manages to get that move done there. As I think you got an, what was it, a warning there for corner cutting. As Toddy's now starting to close in here. Oh, contact that might have been between those two. Potentially, not entirely sure. Well, it's hard to tell there from that camera angle as always. But back we go as Plebs and I think Aussie Wizzy Rick have come into the pit lane. You can see the tyre wear is really starting to struggle here on the tyre wear. I was going to go as long as I dare go on to the soft compounded tyres. As back we go to the leaders. It's amazing how it's going to go for the lead here. And again, these two, I don't know how they've managed to do it without making any contact, but they've managed to do it. It's amazing how Zach got the move done. Here comes 40 here. He might take full advantage of this. I think he will, actually. I think 40's on the hards, from what I can tell from my previous screen. Yes, he is actually on the hard compounded tyres. So
I think Bailey just got Zach.
Yeah, that is confirmed there. So, see, he's on the hards. Zach's also on the hards, and amazing hours on the mediums. So he's Plebs on the hards, and Aussie Wizzy Rick on the hards as well. So, interesting strategies here. Like I said, probably be a tricky one for Amazing Hour if he were to make it to the end, or to go to the end on the medium tyres. Be a stellar effort to be able to do it. That was Revolution just going by there. Here comes Toddy coming out of this is obviously Plebs coming out of the pit lane. And again, two guys on different strategies, obviously. But Toddy manages to hang on for the time being. Again, I will point out that every driver from P1 to 19 will, if they all finish, will score points based on that. So it was obviously Plebs coming into the pit lane, but now Wogboy trying to make a move here on Aaron into turn 1. It's pretty even Stevens here at the moment. I don't know whether that's to do with the different setups or what that they're running, or something to do with the tyres. I'm not entirely sure, but those guys, as Wogboy gets a time penalty for that corner cut there. But back to our view, as we're getting a strategy change here. I think the game's telling us to go for softs then hards again, I think from memory. But here we go again with Wogboy. This time he's got a much better run here with the DRS open. I don't think he had DRS on the last lap. I'm not entirely sure there, but you can see Wogboy actually gets another warning there for corner cutting. But I think he's now got the move done, and we'll have the DRS going down to turn 4, so he should hopefully maintain that run there. But back we go to us, starting lap 13 here. You can see, I think the tyres are really starting to die off here, especially the rears. They are really dying off there. I think, oh no, sorry, that might have been Aaron and Wogboy. Might have been fighting up the top there. I wasn't sure there. What I saw on the graphic on the top left there, but as you can see, getting another strategy change here as well. But you can see the leaders actually behind me, well, the effective leaders, of course, F1 Amazing Hours leading that group there that have already done a pit stop there, but they're starting to close on in on me here a bit as we pick up our first, I think it's our first 3-second time penalty of the race here. So I just decide to, you know what, just get out of the road here of all the leaders. I don't really want to get caught up in any dramas here and affect anybody in the lead pack group there, so I've just let those guys through there. So I think it was like, what was it, Amazing Hour, Zach, 40, I think Aussie Wizzy Rick might have been in there. I think also, well, probably Romy Alonso as well. So we've obviously dropped a few spots there, but anyway, no, sorry, Aussie Wizzy Rick's behind us here, but I actually do let him go coming into the baseball section there. So they decided to actually let quite a few other guys go through here. Probably seems a bit weird, I know, but just like I said, I didn't want to really cause any incidents, whatnot there. So, and obviously, well, with my internet compared to these guys, did not want to cause any dramas there as well. So we're actually going to dive into the pit lane now. Actually surprised that I didn't actually get a puncture. Which again, I was very surprised I did not get a puncture in that stint at all. But anyway, we've finally made it into the lane. We're going to chuck on the hards. Yes, we are. So as we get our release point there a bit wrong coming out of the pit box there. But we should come out in pretty much fresh air here. I think we're P17. Well, yeah, we are P17 at the moment, just behind Toei Z Ready NZ. Who's obviously got quite a gap there, and obviously Spitty's car as well. It's way down the field. Well, he's a little. I think he was around the baseball section when I was just leading the pit lane there. But back we go here to Alex. Here's wife goes right around the outside. I think he's actually going to make the move, as he has done to make the move around the outside. So nice move there from Waffles there. As back we go is the Plebs on This is lap 13, I think, or 15, one of the two. It might be 13, but he gets by Dr. Dre there. It might have been 15, actually, for P12 there. Is the pit stop here for Wogboy. So he's on hards.
Complete, go now.
So I think out of the top group, I think Amazing Hour is the only one on the medium. So, like I said, it'll be a tough strategy to get to the end on the medium compounded tyres. But there's Plebs go flying by there on Wogboy. But of course, Wogboy will have the much fresher tyres here as case in point, next lap. That Wogboy makes it easy as you like going around here the inside in the turn one there, just managing to hang on, break as deep as you break as deep as you dare, I should say, not as deep as you dare. But anyway, you saw then as well in the graphic that Alex is in. There he is. So he's on hards as well. Nice stop again from the Williams gang. I think he should come out in relatively fresh air there, but obviously that was happening while we were coming down the front straight here, and obviously we'll get that spot back. So we're now up at the P16 there for the time being, and we're just pretty much on our own here as we a little bit sideways coming out of turn 6 that was here, but we're literally just doing our own race here. Just obviously going to try and be consistent as we actually get another 3-second time penalty, so that's our second for the race. So that's not quite ideal here as we now flow through here, and again track limits is not existed in for me, unfortunately. So anyway,
P16, we have P16. Our gap to the car in front is 1.8 seconds. They're on old hards. The gap to the car behind is 7.3 seconds. They're on fresh hards. Look after these tyres now. We want to finish the race on this compound. 18 laps to go.
So just getting a full race update from Jeff. Bit of something different there for me, but anyway, as on board we go with Wogboy, who's now that's Aaron, who's just pitted for the set of medium compounded tyres. So I think he's definitely going to the end on this set, and in a quite decent position here is Aaron there. So should maintain P10. Absolutely, he does. He's literally just flying off there into the distance here, but not really too much happened there as El Tonki's now out of the Grand Prix. I think he's just retired in the pit lane there. Even though there's a couple of few guys there, as there's Toei, Z, Rudy, and Z just running wide coming into the baseball section here. We might have a run here going down to turn 1, but I've been probably a little bit surprised. There's probably a few other guys that might be a bit surprised, like why don't some people just stay out and finish the race even when there's a lot of points, even when every position from P1 to P20, when we have a full grid, obviously, can score points here. It's a bit weird, but anyway, we're starting to close out here as we try to avoid El Tonki's car, because, like I said, in this league, these cars don't have the ghost car is not turned on. So basically, if you see a car like that, what we saw then, it will not be ghosted. So I had to literally, both myself and Toei, Z, Rudy, and Z had to pretty much avoid it here as we try and have a look up the inside here, but we're not really quite close enough there. Thought we might have had a bit of the overspeed there going into turn 1, but we weren't really quite close enough there into Toei's. But we take up another 3-second time penalty, and again the lag not really helping my cause at all there. Again, it's basically down to me there, so there's nothing to do with Toei, Z, Rudy, and Z. But here's his teammate Plevs now putting a move back on Wogboy for P10. Even though I think Wogboy's got the fresher rubber compared to Plevs, still made the move. We've got blue flags here. That's actually for our Spillies. Our car has actually spun Toei, Z, Rudy, and Z there. His Ghost AI car has anyway. So, the non-Ghosted AI car there, as we literally are trying to get by, going around him here into the baseball section, and we get that move done. So he's already been put down a lap, I think, from memory, or the car has anyway. But back we go to Plebs, having a little bit of a sideways moment here that'll give extra motivation to Wogboy there, and he's got that move done pretty simple there. Let's have a look on board with Wogboy, see what his view looked like there. Oh, I tell you what, that could have been literally seconds from going from hero to zero, literally, and ending up in the wall there. As here we are back with Alex here, starting to close in here on Toei, Z, Rudy, and Z, who's got back going, but he lost a heap of time, obviously, with a little spin, and obviously did get past that car of Spillies that is still out there on the track, obviously. But these two are going to go side by side here. Yeah, it was real unfortunate for Toei, Z, Rudy, and Z. they couldn't quite get the, obviously, past. I probably can understand that he obviously wanted to try and get past Spilly's car as quick as he can, but unfortunately that was the way it rolls. It's the way it rolls sometimes, unfortunately. But it was Plebs getting back on Wogbo, I think, as those track limits again. But I did try and roll out of the throttle just to make sure I didn't gain much time here, but don't think we're really getting much time because there's pretty much nobody around us here. Hello, Toey's is a little bit of weaving here. Now, obviously, you can't do. We can do one move, but you can't be literally weaving left, right, like you saw then to try and break the slipstream here. I don't think it'll work here because he's run very, very wide here. Whether he's going to do the same here or not, no, he's actually going to play it safe here as Alex is going to try and go around the outside here into turn 4. He might have it here if he just hangs on here into the next corner here, which he'll hold on to for the now. But again, he's still going side by side through here. But you can get that done. Yes, does. Eventually he does, yes. I think Toes might have had a little look up the inside there, but he just managed to hang on there for the time being. But lap 27, these two are still battling away here for the final, well, not really the final points, maybe it would be if he just had the normal F1 points, but battling for the final, for the top 10 position, I should say. So Wog Boys now got back past Plebs again. I think he ran it a little bit deep into turn 1, but he's well and truly cleared him there into turn 3 or 4 there. But Swaggy's now out of the Grand Prix as well, as a virtual safety car has now been deployed here. As you can probably tell from the Delta time, I wasn't actually taking too much notice of the Delta time here until literally the last minute. He was literally just slammed on the brakes as quick as I can to try and avoid it here. But I mean, the teammate thing obviously is in the pit lane. But yeah, I mean, that summed it up pretty much there and there, right there pretty much. So there's what happened with Swaggy. Not entirely sure whether he's done that by himself or what has happened there with Swaggy. Not entirely sure there, but you saw there Toddy has taken full advantage of that pit stop, as well as Plebs. And I think Stuart McKenzie's also taken full advantage of that as well. So they've taken full advantage of that safety car there. But I mean, if we were closer to the pit lane, we probably would have taken advantage as well here. But now our race has sort of been compromised a little bit here because we got to serve a drive-through penalty for speeding under the safety car, which again was all my doing there. Missed the, I don't know what I was doing. I must have been asleep or something there. But as a Toei Z, Rudy NZ's now out of the Grand Prix there. So unfortunately for him, yeah, he's not going to be able to finish the race. I think he pretty much retired in the pit lane here. But hopefully there's no dramas going down there into turn 1. Obviously we're going to serve the drive-through penalty. Is now Revolution's out, Gaming Wave's out, safety car has now been deployed. I think I might have actually told Jeff to shut up, so that's why he's not talking as much as he normally is. But yeah, this has literally changed dramatically here. I think we're probably we are the last runner here at the moment because everybody else I think is out. Alex is out as well, I think, from memory. I'm not entirely sure here, but no, might be wrong here, but he might be still the last one. We're going to take full advantage of this. We're going to pit under the safety car, pretty much like what everybody else has done. Well, the guys that pitted under the virtual safety car, but we're going to jump on the soft compounded tyres and take these to the end of the race. Now, obviously, it might be it probably is a long shot now that we'll get into the top 10 because obviously we've still got a drive-through penalty and we can't serve it under safety car, so we're going to have to do our best here. Literally go to the last lap here. Well, the last lap before we can serve a safety car here, but he's on board with Next Revolution. He got past Gaming Wave for here, and that's Toei Z, Rudy and Zed's car. Oh, wow. Well, no wonder there was a safety car out of that one, but it's on board here with Gaming Wave from point of view. So I don't know what entirely happened here. Obviously, Toei Zed's just retired from the race, but Revolution must have not seen his car or forgotten that these cars are not ghosted in this game. So, and fortunately for Gaming Wave, he got caught up in this as well. Look at the damage all over those cars there. So, I mean, Toei Z obviously retired from the Grand Prix, but that's now put Revolution and Gaming Wave out of the Grand Prix as well. Excuse me, as Alex is now into the pit lane. They're going to take full advantage of this as well. He went to the medium tyres, which probably a little bit surprised. about, but I think literally everybody has taken full advantage of this. Wogboy's going to be held up a little bit, not too much. He's now obviously into the soft compounded tyres. They depend on like what people have in terms of like whether they've got fresh softs or fresh mediums up their sleeve. But considering it's like, what is it, the last 6 laps to go here, you would think the majority would go softs, but yeah, I mean, don't be surprised if you see a few guys on mediums. Here's Alex trying to get by Spilly's car again. Unfortunately, he did get an illegal overtake because you obviously can't pass on the safety car, so he'd be pretty annoyed at this point. I think he really wanted to try get by. Well, obviously Spilly's a lap car, and I think he's the last of the runners here. And again, there's contact with the car there as well. And obviously he's trying to catch up to the back of the group
P12.
as well.
We have P12. Okay, gap ahead is 3.2 seconds. They're on fresh softs. Our gap behind is 15.8 seconds. They're on fresh mediums. Okay, gap to leader 35.6 seconds. Pit strategy complete. See these tyres through to the end now. 6 laps to go.
Okay, just an update there on what's going on in the full race analysis. We're into P12 here, so we're marginally on the points. We get another 3-second time penalty, so that's number 3, I think, of the race. That might be number 4. I can't remember. I've lost count already. You guys and girls will be able to work it out on what's going on. Well, let's have a look.
They're on old softs. Their tyres are 3 laps old. The time last lap was a 1:28.1. You're closing in by 3 seconds a lap. They have a time penalty of 9.0.
Okay, that's... What about behind?
Okay, the gap behind is 19.6 seconds. They're on fresh mediums. Their tyres are 3 laps old. The time last lap was a 1:26.2. They have a time penalty of 9.0.
Okay, so I think from memory we do have 9 seconds worth of penalty. So both Dre and Alex both have 9-second time penalties, I should say, as well. Up their sleeve as well. So basically, if we get past them, we obviously basically it's all or nothing here for these guys, as Alex is still trying to get past Spilly's car there. Excuse me for a second. But we're about to go racing here for the final. We ought to be on lap 32 of 36 here. Obviously, our race, we're literally just going to give it our all here. I mean, we're still going to serve a drive-through penalty here, so which will probably do it the next lap here. So here we go, we're back racing. As Toddy's out of the Grand Prix on the restart, so he didn't last long. We're somehow back into P11. Up into P11, I should say. So not entirely sure what happened to poor old Toddy there, but he's out of the Grand Prix, so not going to be a double points finish, unfortunately, for Haas. That's not going to help us for the constructors, but we're trying to battle away there with Dr. Dre, but not really quite close enough here. There's he going into turn, it was the first couple of corners. He might have a look here into turn 4. Think about it, trying to maybe put him off a little bit here, but no, Dre was pretty much up to it there and manages to hang on for the final top 10 position for the time being. And everyone gets it pretty clean there for the first flying lap there. I think there's 3 laps to go here, so as we get it way wrong here as lock up both the front tyres there and go straight on there. There's Dre putting a move on Stuart McKenzie, who's not had a great restart, obviously. I think he may have dropped a couple of spots there. As actually, yes, 2 are still battling away here. F1 Amazing Hour takes the fastest lap of the race. We now have to come into the pit lane now, because basically this was the last lap I had to, I could take before I had to serve the drive-through penalty. So, I mean, yeah, I mean, you could have, you think about it, where I could have been potentially had I not got the drive-through penalty. But there's still going to be a long recovery to get back into the top 10. That is for sure here. So we're back into P12. You can see where everybody else is. Well, the next car, Alex, is compared to us. So we've got a long way to go here in these last few laps. Romy Alonso's out of the Grand Prix. So something's happened with him at Racing Point there, and I think potentially other Racing Points got caught up in dramas as well. So why is happening to Racing Point at the final few laps? There's Romy Alonso's car. Not entirely sure again what's happened to him. We might have to catch some replays, but we're now into P11 here. It was the other Racing Point of 40. He's now into 10th as we're getting very sideways going down the final quarter. DRS is now enabled, so now into P11 somehow. I don't know how, but we've still got a long way to catch up to 40 there. So we'll come back to reality for a second here. Let's have a look at what happened with the the restart here as Toddy, getting very sideways. Oh my word, he got very close there to the side of Wogboy there. He's literally, his tyre was literally just wobbling all the way down the front straight there. But anyway, Wogboy takes full advantage of that restart. He's got by Aussie Wizzy Rick there for 6th place. As there's these guys battling in front there. Aaron has actually, I think, got by Romeo Alonso because he's on the medium compacted tyres. Like I said, there's probably quite a few guys that are going to, majority of them are probably going to be a soft. Look at the grip that Wogboy's got. A little bit of contact there with Romeo Alonso. He's got the move done, so he's up into 5th place now. Is Wogboy. He's got front wing damage as well. I don't know whether it was from that incident or not, but we've got board here with Plebs. You can see getting sideways. Oh, my word. That probably looked a little bit scary there on Plebs' point of view there, but that could go to this battle here. It's Aussie Wizzy Rick up the inside here, going into turn 7. And he and Romeo Alonso go side by side. This is good viewing here for Plebs. Actually, Stuart McKenzie is actually behind these guys, so didn't obviously get too hurt, not hurt badly by that during the safety car, I don't think, but he's trying to go for a move right around the outside. Yeah, a little bit of contact between Plebs and Aussie Wizzy Rick. Might have been a bit of a risky one there, but unfortunately, I could not get Stuart McKenzie's footage. I think he was having got copyrighted by F1 Formula 1 management, which is a bit of a shame, unfortunately. Seems to be a trend, unfortunately, on YouTube lately, especially when you're doing live streams. But back we go here. Look at these guys battling away here. Aussie Wizzy Rick still trying to get by Romeo Alonso. He's trying here into turn 1, but he can't really do anything. And you think Romeo Alonso is going to be the sitting duck here because he's on medium tyres and everybody else on softs. I think majority of everybody else is coming for softs here. There goes Stuart McKenzie up the inside here on Plebs. Not quite close enough here, but Plebs will be trying to get by Romeo Alonso as best he can. This is 7th and 8th. There's a little look up the inside going to turn 6, but not quite close enough here. And I think this is where he is. He got sideways. He did it all on his own there. Did Romeo Alonso. It's a real shame for Romeo Alonso. He's doing a pretty decent job there. Oh, okay, so that might explain what happened. That was 40 there. Oh, no, you're kidding me. It's just literally a cigarette paper from nearly avoiding that wall there was Aaron. So he's got no front wing, and I think he's carried on. He's on board with 40s. Let's see what happens here. He gets a little bit sideways. Oh, he clips the inside wall there. And fortunately, I don't think he braked early enough there. And unfortunately for poor old Aaron, he's ended up in the wall there. I don't think he was too thrilled with 40 there after that one. But 40's now lost quite a number of spots there in the end. And he's obviously got front wing damage as well. I think he's missing half an end plate there. I'll tell you what, Wogboy, I think Wogboy is pretty close to hitting that wall as well. But he's now under 4th place. I think 40 said, if I can remember correctly at the end of the race, that he wasn't his usual self with racing this race. I can't entirely remember why. Hopefully, if he watches this video back, he probably will explain it. But there's the wingless Aaron L304 there. There's Wogboy now gets up onto the podium. You probably would not have predicted that at all, would you? Wogboy ends up is getting on the podium here as we're now closing up to the car of Spilly, as we now get another 3-second time penalty there. So not ideal, as we literally just pushed Spilly's car out of the road there. Not having any of that from a non-Ghosted AI car. There's literally cars going out off everywhere. But actually Aaron there, so he's really struggling here. Like I said, he's continued on. There's only a couple of laps to go. I mean, I don't blame him, but he's going to be really struggling here. He might battle here to maybe get inside the top 10 with no front wing. There we go here on the final lap here. This is Plez with Stuart McKenzie. Macca trying to do around the outside here into turn 1. Plez will try, go to send it up the inside, not quite close enough. He has a little think about it as well into turn 2. But Macca gets P5 for the time being here. But now we're on to our last lap of the Grand Prix here. But we've got a bit of a gap starting to slowly come down here.
They're on old softs. Their tyres are 6 laps old. The time last lap was a 1:22.0. We're gaining by 5 seconds a lap. Great work. They have a time penalty of 21.0.
And that's critical as well, because remember, I think I've got now 12 seconds worth of penalties, and 40's now got 21 seconds worth of penalties here. Macca, he's literally thrown away to 5th placing there. on the final lap. I think he might have got a little bit too much curve there, but...
I have to take a quote from one of my favourite childhood movies. Checkered flag, here I come.
Here he comes, F1 Amazing Hour. This is a pretty special moment for him because this is going to be his first race win on the wheel.
Yes! Come on!
And you can tell he's pretty happy with himself. So congratulations to Amazing Hour. I know how much he's worked to get himself up to speed on the wheel. So that's an incredible effort. It's a great work there from Amazing Hour here. But come back to our point of view. We're literally just giving it our absolute all here. If I can get the gap to myself and 40 there, under 8 seconds here, we'll get ourselves a top 10 here somehow. I don't know how this is happening here, but we'll see what happens as we get very sideways and literally pushing across the line. I think we do get P10 in the end. I don't know what to say, really. I'm completely and utterly shocked at getting a top 10 result there. I thought that was virtually impossible after the start of the race, especially with people lagging on my screen, obviously, again, due to my internet. You would not have thought I would get a top 10 result out of all that. There's the podium. My word, I'm literally out of words here. My voice is literally on its final legs here. But we'll get the final race results here on the Mexican Grand Prix. So here we go with the XP. So F1 Amazing Hour does take the victory. His first victory on the wheel, so congrats to him. Zach in P2. Plev somehow in P3. I think he was shocked about how he got up into P3. Aussie Wizzy reckoned 4th. Aaron, I think, Aaron ended up somehow in P5. Wogboy in 6th. Dr. Dre in 7th. Stuart McKenzie 8th. Alex in 9th. And myself in 10th. And 40 in P11. I think everybody else from memory DNF from the race. And unfortunately, a couple of guys obviously disconnected. Oh, sorry, a couple of guys got a lap down. But here's the championship standings now. They've had a little bit of a difference because the usual guy who does, I think it's James, that does the standings, unfortunately was away or something. So I think, who was it? NBC Alcatraz or something? Or Lazy Tower, I can't remember off the top of my head, did the standings for this round. So, and that's not how you spell Zach Crichton, by the way. Well, the Crichton bit, you're missing an H, but he still leads the way, 56 points clear of 40. Stuart McKenzie in P3, X Revolution in 4th, Aaron in 5th. We've jumped up into P16 there because Crossy, I don't think, missed this race. I think he had something else on, but we're at the P16 there. Mercedes still have a fairly good handy advantage there over Racing Point there. Alfa Romeo, I think, are now at P3 ahead of Ferrari there in P4. Red Bull on 277 in 5th ahead of Williams in 6th. Then you go and see ourselves there. We've jumped up into P7 there with 16 points clear. McLaren in 8th place. Renault in 9th, obviously. And rounding out the top 10 is Toro Rosso with game away for NL Tonki. So, yeah, that was certainly an entertaining race, that is for sure. But hopefully you guys and girls did enjoy it. If you did, be sure to give it a big smash on that like button. As always, you can leave your comments down below. Subscribe to my channel for plenty more Dynamic Nights Esports Master Tier here on F1 2019, plus plenty more video gaming content as well. As always, all my social media links will be down in the description, plus links to everybody else's videos that were included in this video. Go check their point of views out, and as well as the live streams and the YouTube channel for Dynamic Nights Esports. You can check their links out. Their social or the Instagram account will be down there as well, so go check them out. But yeah, I'm gonna have a little bit of a breather now after that one, but till the next one, which will be, oh god, it'll be another entertaining one. Obviously the Monaco Grand Prix is next. It is goodbye, and I'll see you all next time.